Hello everybody. So this afternoon is my opportunity to introduce you pekarangan. Perhaps
Cool.
some of
like
you
pekarangan.
are very difficult to pronounce pekarangan, not pekarangan. Pekarangan. So this is Indonesian terminology for Indonesian typical home garden, and some Indonesian also recognize pekarangan only in the rural area. But actually, pekarangan goes in the rural and in the urban area. But of course, the structure of pekarangan depend on the area in Indonesia, depend on the island, different by religion, and different by urbanization. Because we know rural pekarangan and urban pekarangan quite different. Of the structure, especially such as vegetation, animal husbandry, livestock, and so on. So today, I would like to just give an overview of landscape services of pekarangan traditional agroforestry in Indonesia. Landscape services, pekarangan in Indonesia, every household use for production, but by the cover of vegetation, pekarangan also have some landscape services such as for water resources management, wildlife conservation, and especially carbon sequestration. So in order to how to give solution in global warming, even though pekarangan in the small scale, but by aggregate of pekarangan in one kampung, in one district, in one province, we can give some solution in global warming, especially for carbon sequestration, and also, of course, landscape beautification. This presentation, everybody can access some pekarangan publication, especially my paper, my article in international journal, available in my blog. So this address have link in some our publication of pekarangan. And yeah, I just would like to introduce you. This is my campus, IPB. Institut Pertanian Bogor, Bogor Agriculture University, located in Bogor District. And yeah, always I mention in Indonesia, not only in Jakarta, most in the big city in Indonesia, we have three big problems. So the first is transportation. So if you go to some places in Indonesia, we will find traffic jam in everywhere. And that is our problem. And the second one, Professor Christoph always say, lasagna, plastic lasagna, and this is the domestic garbage problem. We can find in everywhere. Sometimes I think, why garbage in everywhere? Is it government doesn't care, or Indonesian doesn't care about the garbage? So this is the second problem. And the last, of course, flooding. So this view is 6 years ago, 2007, the 2nd and the 3rd February. 60% of Jakarta covered by flooding. But the interesting one, in that time, no rain in Bogor. So 2 days, rain only in Jakarta, raining in Jakarta. And there is no absorption for water. And then became flooding. And those problems, initiate us between ETH, Zurich and US, IPB and UI together to think how to give a solution of the problem. So this is meeting by meeting, the first initiation. Professor Girot came to my campus. I thought 2011 or 2010. And then the second meeting, the third meeting, and sorry, I don't have pointer. I just would like to show you. So our faculty, in IPB, our faculty is Faculty of Agriculture. And since last year, every meeting, we always provide a fruit. And this fruit is come from pekarangan. So this is, in Bahasa Indonesia, we call sawo, akra sapota, and guava. And this is buah naga. Buah naga is a dragon fruit. Most of the farmer planted those fruit in pekarangan. And the other meeting between our university, ETH, and US. Yeah. And 2-3 days ago, we met you in the Aston Hotel and in Harris, and site visit to Kampung Melayu, to Kampung Pulau, and one more in the Bukit Duri, yeah. And then we can capture the view of the problem in Kampung. But I believe we have some choices for the solution. And when Zurich and US give attention for Kampung Melayu, it means for us, especially, that is a reminder for me, reminder for the community, and of course, reminder for government. So we have to care to the problem. And of course, our government every 5 years got a problem with the flooding, especially Jakarta local government. But our characteristic always forget. Usually just 1-2 months, we were busy, and after that, everybody forget about flooding. And then we were facing again next 5 years. And of course, when we talk in the workshop, in the seminar about the problem in Kampung Melayu, and then I'm very happy when some of you talking about pekarangan. So here, I always said that in our culture, changes from waterfront to waterback. And this is not only in Ciliwung. In some rivers in Java Island, as well in another island in Indonesia, changes the paradigm as a waterfront to a waterback. Why? Because the accessibility changes. So previously, accessibility in our country used river, and everybody facing to the river. And the river, it was very clean. But after a paradigm development of the road, and everybody facing to the road, and river as a back area, and river become problem. River landscape become problem. And 3 days ago, when I visited Kampung Melayu, I found some greenery open space. Even though populated people, dense community in this kampung, but I saw some greenery open space remain in this kampung as public, as public good. And in Bahasa we call it some taman umum, lapangan sepak bola, football area, and so on. And also we found some various pekarangan, from enough quiet large pekarangan until very small pekarangan. What means? Kampung Melayu people still need greenery. But the problem, they don't have any land. But here we can see, even though very small, they have effort to plant some species. And when I ask them, some species is a functional species. It means productive species, such as fruit, vegetable, spice, and so on. So we can see here in the small alley, and then we found some kind of fruit. And this is spice, pandanus, and this is kind of fruit, but edible, not edible. This is just for wildlife. And blimbing, star fruit, we call it Carambola balimbi. And yeah, some other species. And also here, this is also pandanus and aloe vera and sansevieria for herbs. And this is a star fruit and some ornamental plant we found in those kampung. And yeah, this is star fruit. And the interesting one we found in the 3-story banana planted by people in their roof. What means the people still need plant. Yes, for fruit, for spice, for herbs, for ornamental, and so on. And here, I interested to take picture because the household only has small planter box here, and he planted in bahasa we call it jambu air or water apple, and cross to the roof and here until to the other neighborhood roof, and still has a fruit. And this fruit twice a year can be harvested by the people. Beside plant, also we found some poultries, and like ayam kampung or local chicken, Manila duck. This is typical animal husbandry nurse in Pekarangan. Yeah, we found some cages here. This is very potential in Pekarangan, in Kampung Melayu. And of course, before I talk regarding Pekarangan, so basically in landscape ecology, there are 4 concepts: landscape structure, landscape function, and landscape dynamic. And the 4th one is culture. I believe when you got a project in Kampung Melayu and then you would like change the structure of landscape, we would like to provide some new settlement. We would like to provide some new greenery open space for public. Please don't leave the community culture. So we can ask them what they want. Sometimes our government always top-down policies. So they don't care the community, but they have rule, they have regulation, and just make a project and directly develop the kampung. I believe if the community can involve in the project, they will join with the government together to bring the problem to become a solution. And here, participation in landscape architecture survey. So we concern about the large scale until small scale, macro scale until micro scale. So here we concern in the catchment area, watershed or drainage water, and then the second layer in a village scale, this layer in landscape scale and plot scale, and this is watershed. I think everybody know watershed when the water come and then what we say flow in the one big river, and we call the name of the watershed as the big river. So here every water come to this catchment area, and we divide become 3 level in the upper stream, middle stream, and downstream. And this is Ciliwung watershed. So I concern in Ciliwung watershed always in the upper part and in the middle part. So I just visit Kampung Melayu 3-4 days ago. Yeah, I heard many problems in Jakarta, but 10 years research, I always concern in the upper stream and in the middle stream. So from Puncak area until Depok, but I didn't touch in the downstream. But here, I determine the character of watershed, Ciliwung watershed. So in the upper stream, there are hilly and undulating area, poverty and lowly land ownership access, and some of the areas still as agriculture zone, estate plantation zone, and mineral water exploration, and remain forest and greenery open space. And this is the character of the middle stream of Ciliwung watershed, flat until undulating, high dense population, settlement and new settlement very developed right here, industrial and development area, some as abandoned land we can found in everywhere, and agriculture zones still remain here. Highly land use changes. Land use and land cover changes is very fast in the middle stream. And the downstream, flat, very flat, high dense population, dense settlement, industrial and air pollution, lack of greenery open space, and this area as trading and services zone. This is the headwater of Ciliwung River, located in Telaga Warna, coloring lake. So in the altitude more or less 1,200 meter above sea level. So this is located in Puncak, surrounded by tea plantation. And this is the Ciliwung River view in the middle stream. This is in Bogor area. We can see this is the upper stream, Gede and Pangrango Mount. And also this is in the middle stream of Ciliwung. And we compare the upper stream of Ciliwung watershed, and this is the middle stream, and this is the downstream. And the quality of water, the quantity of water, and of course greenery open space in the watershed also different among upper stream, middle stream, and downstream. And this is just illustration of agroforestry landscape. So when we concern about agroforestry landscape, there are many land use combined in one area. And for instance, this is permanent forest, and this is for agriculture cash crop. And when as a bare land, there is field runoff also here, but here as filter strip by vegetation. And paddy rice or paddy field is a major sediment filter. So when the erosion come here, so paddy field as a filter. And the problem in Ciliwung watershed, many deforestation in the upper stream. And when in the raining season, will be erosion in the upper stream and become sedimentation in the middle stream and in the downstream. And this is another illustration, my research in the Kalimantan, in West Kalimantan, in Kapuas watershed. And this is sub-watershed of Kapuas. We call it mendalam catchment. As I mentioned, Indonesia has local wisdom, local knowledge when the accessibility by the river, and every settlement facing to the river front, to the waterfront. So here some Dayak ethnic. We have some ethnics of Dayak. We can see this is the name of the area, Nangahofat, and Bukat is the name of Dayak. And we classify the settlement as type A, type B, type C, and type D. There are 4 types of settlement along the Mendalam River. We can see right here. This is type A. So type A, we found a small road in the village. That's why every house facing to the road, not to the river. This is changing. And type B, every house still has pekarangan here, and between pekarangan and river, this is a public good, a river bank. We call it kebun campuran. Kebun campuran. And specific in Kalimantan, they call it tembawang. Tembawang and kebun campuran, or in English we call it mixed garden. Same with tembawang or kebun campuran. And in the back of the tembawang, there are ladang. Ladang is dry land for cash crop and forest here. And next, type C. Type C directly, every house facing to the river, to waterfront. So we can see house and pekarangan, 1 kafling, and in the backyard, in the back of a house, there is tembawang and abandoned land, kebun campuran, and dry land for cash crop and forest. So this is type C. And the last, type D. Type D, some ethnic in Indonesia, such as Dayak, they have culture, live together in one house. And we call rumah panjang. Panjang is long, long house, or another ethnic say as rumah betang. Rumah betang or rumah panjang, or in English we call it long house. And also in other ethnics, such as in the West Sumatra, yes, we love Padang food. In Padang, in Minang area, they have rumah gadang, big house. And in the big house, some family live together. That's why I agree, when in Kampung Melayu, you will make one building for some family in multi-story. Because our ethnic also has culture, live together, one house for some family. And here, pekarangan. What is pekarangan? Pekarangan is private garden. A piece of land surrounding the house is a potential land for ex-situ agro-biodiversity conservation through agroforestry, agro-silvofishery, and agro-silvopastura. It means, this is the technical context. Indonesian pekarangan always used for agroforestry system. So the householder combine trees and cash crop, perennial species and annual species. And some practice we found agro-silvopastura. Agriculture, it means cash crop. Forest, plant, it means high trees, and fishery. So we found some fish pond in home garden. And the other type is agro-silvopastura. Agriculture cash crop, and stand of the trees as a forest structure, and pastoral is animal husbandry. So they nurse chicken, they nurse duck, they nurse some cattle, depend on the size of pekarangan. And pekarangan fulfill ecological function, multi-layered vegetation structure of pekarangan is resemble natural forests and offer habitat and niche for diverse community of wild plants and animals. But of course, how about urban pekarangan? So I mentioned before that rural pekarangan and urban pekarangan a different structure. Okay, let's see. This is pekarangan, Indonesian home garden in the rural area. We can find a multi-story, multi-level of vegetation structure from the high trees, shrub, bushes, herbaceous until the grasses. And here the combination in pekarangan plant some species, vegetation species combined with animal species and pond. And the recycling system in pekarangan, if like this, is very good because some mud from pond can use for fertilizer for plant. And of course some feces of some cattle here also used for data of statistical data of pekarangan in Java Island, West Java and Banten Province. Central Java is Java and Yogyakarta, and this is the size of pekarangan. We can see here in West Java more than 50% pekarangan in the small size, less than 100 meters square. It means the open space without building construction. And in Central Java, we still found more than 30% larger than 300 meters square. And we don't have Jakarta data of pekarangan here. This is in Yogyakarta. Also, we found a big pekarangan available in that province. Oh yeah, the number of the area of pekarangan 13 years ago, statistically we found more than 5 million hectare pekarangan in Indonesia, and 1/3 located available in Java Island. And after 10 years, in 2010, more or less 10 million hectare pekarangan totally in Indonesia. And pekarangan as traditional agroforestry, the point pekarangan is a private owned home garden or private garden. And of course pekarangan has multiple function as conservation for genetic resources, soil and water conservation, crop production, socio-cultural relationship in the rural area. So many event, social event conducted in pekarangan. So if you go to some rural area, there is some ceremony in pekarangan, there is arisan. I don't know in English what is arisan. They collect money together every month. Everybody give in one group, and one person will draw, and then they will get money. And in Bahasa we call it arisan. They do arisan also in pekarangan. And the design and structure is depending of the local and ecological knowledge of surrounding community. For instance, in Indonesia, especially in North Sumatra or in North Sulawesi, most of community Christian. And we found in pekarangan, and also in Bali. Bali is more than 90% are Hindu. We found in pekarangan pig. But in Muslim area, we will not find pig in pekarangan. We will find chicken, we will find some poultries or cattle. So this is that's why I told you that pekarangan depend on ethnic, depend on religion, and depend on the position of the urbanization. And this is the multi-cropping. In bahasa Indonesia we call it tumpang sari. So pekarangan is multi-cropping system. Yeah? Multi-story of the stratum of vegetation from high trees to the grass, and of course in the horizontal diversity, we can find vegetation, we can find fish, and we can find animal. And I just would like to show you one local wisdom. So this is in the Hindu Balinese local wisdom. So from the island to the district, to the kampung, until Banjar, so small kampung in Bali, we call it Banjar, they divide, become 3 parts: head, body, and leg. So in the local name, head is Parahyangan, something for God. So holy place, even though in Pekarangan. And the body is the human activities. They call it Pawongan. And the leg, as evil spirit, Hindu people or Balinese call it Palemahan. And in Pekarangan structure, they also divide, become 3 zones. And also the species. So such as ornamental plant, they use for praying. So every morning, wake up and then every Balinese take a praying and they put a flower from Pekarangan. And usually this is in the front yard. And this is the species, plant species in Pawongan. And tuber and some fruit planted in Palemahan zone. So this is very, very interesting. And of course, the other ethnic also have some local knowledge and local wisdom. Of course, when I took research in the long time, the main purpose, how to revitalize Pekarangan, how to reintroduce Pekarangan. Because Indonesian start from birth, they're always in Pekarangan. But we have to reintroduce about Pekarangan to implement in their garden. That's why this is the base of our purpose, the triple bottom line benefit. The first, how to environmental conserve, community welfare, and gain the amenity services. And of course, one purpose, how to become low carbon society. It means saving land, saving material, and saving energy. And this is the scheme of research structure based on the watershed area. So I got research from the upper stream to the downstream in some watershed, except in Ciliwung. So in Ciliwung, I just got research in the upper stream to the middle stream. So we concern about cultural and spiritual balance, social and economical balance, and biophysical balance, landscape structure, function, and dynamic. And step by step, in 10 years, we got joined research with Tokyo University, Japan. 2 period, 5 years, the first 5 years and the second 5 years. So from 1998 until 2007. But we continue. Fortunately, I got some research budget from Indonesian government, so we can continue Pekarangan research up to now. And this is the research roadmap. A group research, many colleagues involved in different concern. For instance, from management of landscape structure, management biological resources, agriculture science, human ecology, health and nutrition science. And this is a technology map and the product, some article map, and of course graduate from bachelor, master, and graduate student, and the market nationally and internationally. And this is the approach of our research. We use remote sensing and GIS approach, fieldwork survey, directly ground check, and then experimental plot, and some approach such as land evaluation study, community sustainable assessment by Global Eco-Village Network, and how to calculate species richness, and this is agriculture, is a local species, and to calculate carbon stock, we use allometric approach. And this is, I would like to show you some research result regarding landscape and agriculture structure. So this is our study site in Cianjur watershed. Cianjur watershed and located in the east of Ciliwung watershed. So I make a profile from the upper stream to the downstream, and we got typical pekarangan in every zone from the upper stream here in Galudra village, and this is the middle stream in Burangkeng or Mangunkerta village, and the downstream in the Selajambi village. So this is located in West Java province. And of course, after 10 years, and then we designed eco village. So we have zone from 0 until 4. The 0 is house building, and 1 is pekarangan. The second one, the number 2 is kebun campuran, mixed pekarangan as a staple food plant and horticulture such as bulb, nut, vegetable, fruit, spice, medicine can produce from pekarangan. And high economic plants such as fruit, vegetable, and ornamental plant, and livestock, poultry and cattle, and fish. In between Jakarta and Bogor, we found some pekarangan produce ornamental fish in pekarangan. So after 2 or 3 months, and they sell to the market. So ornamental fish also potential as a farming system in pekarangan. And this is the data of species number and individual number per pekarangan in our study site in Cianjur watershed. So from the upper stream to the downstream, we can see the average of pekarangan area. To the downstream became a larger pekarangan. And this is the average of canopy area in meter square. So we can compare how many percent of the canopy coverage. And this is the average of species number. Yeah, to the downstream, bigger number, and this is total species number. The total species number. We found the big one in the middle stream. So I found this is the ecotone, the transition between the upper stream ecology and downstream ecology. That's why this is very rich of species. And this is average individual number, total individual number, and the index diversity by Shannon. And this is also comparison the function of plant in pekarangan. We found in upper stream and in the middle stream, the portion of ornamental plant is big, but in the downstream, a fruit plant is the big one. And a carbon stock, this is just a small information. I have another research in another watershed, Kali Bekasi watershed, also close to with the Ciliwung watershed area. So this is in the upper part of, in the upper stream of Kali Bekasi. We have 4 study sites. So 3 villages and 1 new city. So Sentul city is a satellite city of Jakarta and Bogor. We call it new city, and 3 villages. And right here we can see the diameter of trunk, the diameter of trees, and we can see the rivers of G shape. It means pekarangan structure is look like natural forest. So this is the big diameter in the small number, and small diameter in big number, and this is the carbon stock potential. So the lower part, the lower part of the upper stream of Kali Bekasi has carbon stock, big carbon stock here. This is the upper part of Kali Bekasi. So this is influenced by the number of the vegetation, the number of the trees, and food security for family level from pekarangan scale. As we saw in the Kampung Melayu, some family planted a spice crop, vegetable and fruit. And our government, through Ministry of Agriculture, have a program how to revitalize pekarangan since 2010. So our project call it P2K. So the penganekaragaman, percepatan konsumsi pangan, percepatan penganekaragaman konsumsi pangan. So in English, what we say, how to make acceleration of food diversification. So Indonesian, usually the main food is rice, and the project is through pekarangan how to make another product such as fruit and another starchy crops, because we have some potential starch crop beside rice. So we have yam, we have sweet potato, we have corn, we have cassava and so on. So here, pekarangan in South Sumatra, in just 500 meters square, yeah, if compared in Kampung Melayu, is big pekarangan here, and they produce vegetable, they produce fish, they produce fruit. So the product of pekarangan can be as additional food of a family, and of course can be as additional income for a family. And this is the target of food pattern of Indonesia. In bahasa Indonesia we call it pola pangan harapan. So our government has target in the ideal one, this percentage, and our project until 2012, but have not yet monitoring and evaluation. So should be after March, I have to go to some Indonesian area to evaluate, is it the target, what we say, can be attained, can attain or not. So this is the 2010, 2011, and we have main purpose, fruit and vegetable, fruit and vegetable should be more produced by pekarangan. That's why government gives some rural people produce fruit and vegetable in pekarangan to take acceleration of diversification of food. And based on my research result, here the size of pekarangan in Java Island. So I got a research with the Rural Development Institute, Seattle, the US. The average of pekarangan area in Java is 46 meters square, and the maximum size as a sample plot we found 385 meters square, and this is the minimal. Average size 170 meters square, and house building construction average size is 76 meters square. And this is the proportion of the species in pekarangan. We found the ornamental plant predominant in our study site, and we found also many animal, cattle and poultry in 144 sample of pekarangan. So we found 12 kind of animal and pet, usually cat and dog, also be found in pekarangan. And this is the contribution of pekarangan product for nutrition. So this is for energy, fat, protein, carbohydrate. So I recall the householder what kind of food they ate, and then we can calculate this is the fact, the total, the family ate the food, the energy, fat, protein, and carbohydrate, and this is the contribution of pekarangan. Of course, very, very small, but pekarangan contribute food, and this is the standard of national consumption. And this is vitamin A, vitamin C, and iron or Fe. So we made comparison West Java, Central Java, and East Java. And if you can see in this figure, East Java is a bigger contribution food from pekarangan if compared with Central Java or West Java. And this is family income from pekarangan. So very usual in the rural area or in the suburban area, especially big pekarangan. So they produce pekarangan for subsistence. They can eat by themselves. But when the high product or in the great harvest season, the remained fruit, the remained vegetable, usually they give to the neighbor and they send to the relative. And if still remain, they will sell to the market and they will get the income. So this is our calculation, how much the income come from pekarangan for the householder. Of course, not so big, but if they have pekarangan and produce for productive plant, animal, they can get the income. And this is kind of, sorry in Bahasa Indonesia, but you can see when we have a small plot 4 meter square from spinach, kangkung darat is aquatic spinach, and sweet potato, yam, long bean, and so on. This only 4 meter square, and this is the harvest time, between 23 until 50 days after planted, and this is the average product until product per hectare in kilogram. So usually the vegetable species planted in pekarangan. And also we have some plot how to harvest vegetable every day from pekarangan. So this is first day until 7th day in 1 week, and we have 2 groups, and we plant cassava, aquatic spinach, katuk, I don't know in English, and this is some Chinese cabbage, yam, long bean, genetum, genemon, and so on. So we can make a design to a productive pekarangan. And this is kind of plant which produce vitamin A, vitamin C, protein, calorie, fat, herb, and as a cash crop. This is in Bahasa Indonesia, sorry. I have no time to translate in scientific name. And this is a reconstruction. So finally, we would like to reconstruction of pekarangan. And then, fortunately, our government, especially Ministry of Agriculture, produced my book. So I have a 4 number of book. They have relationship one and each other. So the first book regarding revitalization of agroforestry practices in rural area, and the second one, how to utilize pekarangan in the rural area, and the third book about eco-village, and the fourth one is agro-tourism in rural area. So the 4 book has a relationship one in each other. And about the urban pekarangan. Urban area always has small pekarangan. So this is garden engineering for small pekarangan. We introduce about soil-based culture versus soilless culture. We introduce also organic farming, vertical garden, container pot garden. For food safety product from pekarangan. And in urban area, recently there is urban lifestyle how to produce health food. So householder actually, if they have pekarangan, they can produce health food from pekarangan because they can regulate, they can control fertilizer. They don't want use chemical fertilizer and so on. And this is kind of organic farming in Depok. Between Bogor and Jakarta, I have some group binaan, so I train them and then I introduce how to revitalize small pekarangan with organic farming, and a container pot garden, especially for small pekarangan, and sterile, not fertile soil, so the household cannot plant directly in the soil. So I suggested them to use container pot or black vinyl poly bag to plant some species in pekarangan. And yeah, this is a kind of ecologically practices in pekarangan, how to protect water and soil with what we say in bahasa Indonesia we call it sumur resapan. And this is the practice of biopori hole, and then the community actually can put the domestic gerbis, organic gerbis to this hole, and after 1 or 2 months the family can harvest for compost and give to the plant. And this is a productive garden. I just would like to show you. We can make the productive garden. The total area is 1,000 to 100 meters square. This is front pekarangan, side pekarangan, and back pekarangan. So this is for catch fish pond, and this is for koi pond, and many trees, shrub, bush, until grasses. So totally in this pekarangan there are 172 species of plant. This is the front yard, this is backyard, so there are some local chicken here, and we produce some fruit, some vegetable here, so kind of, we call it pisang seribu or 1,000 banana. Usually we don't eat this pisang, this banana. So just for wildlife, some bird come, some butterfly, some insect, and some bat in the evening and in the night come to eat some fruit in pekarangan. This is rambutan and mango and cavendish, and also we nurse poultry in pekarangan. Yeah. And a fish, and some swan, duck, Manila duck, and we produce fruit. This is 13 years ago or 14 years ago when my daughter was in the first class of primary school, when we produced many fruit from pekarangan, and she asked me, may I have the fruit? What for? Bring to the school. And then in the morning, my daughter bring to the school, and in the evening at 5 o'clock when she back home, and she give me money. From where? So they sold the product of pekarangan in the school. They asked every teacher, every friend, please buy my product of pekarangan. And almost every week, my daughter got money from pekarangan. And they give, of course, for our garden assistant here. And dissemination. I always, with some student, with the other extension servicer, introduce pekarangan for the community, from other district to the other district, from other island to the other island. So this is our activity, how to disseminate the pekarangan in the rural area until in the urban area. So this is kind when I introduced in Ambon in Saparua Island. This is sago tree, and from the sago tree also they can get sageta. Sageta is some worm, and they can eat directly or make satay with papeda. I could not eat it. And this is another kind in dry area, in dry province in Lombok. East Lombok is very dry area, and this is the condition of pekarangan in Lombok Island. And I got some what we say bantuan from the government. So government give water from the upper stream with pipe, and the community can get water for drinking and also for pekarangan. That's why they can plant. And this is the another view in South Sumatra, Pekarangan. This is in suburban, not in the rural. So the area of Pekarangan between 200 until 1,000 meters square. And also for the sustainability of Pekarangan, the community need seedling. That's why the local government introduced to the community to design nursery, village nursery, and the community made a nursery to supply a seedling or seed for the householders, and Pekarangan will be a system. And this is some practices animal husbandry in Pekarangan, such as chicken. This is in Cianjur. I think Indonesian now ayam pelung. Yeah, ayam pelung. They have singing in a long time until 1 or 2 minutes, not stop, and very expensive. Even though a small one in 1 month, a chicken, the price more or less 300,000 rupiah. Yeah. So they nurse in Pekarangan, and a small chicken they can sell as pet. Okay, and this is the practices fish pond in Pekarangan. And I introduced also to East Kalimantan, and yeah, we implement, we call it rumah hijau, but in English we call it greenhouse. Greenhouse, not a glass house, but the house with the greenery, open space here. And we make zoning front yard, backyard, and side yard like this. The yellow one is front, number 2 and number 3 is side yard, because the house building located right here. And number 4 and number 5 is backyard. And the yellow one in the front yard, I designed and planted this species. Of course, we have some design number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. And another pekarangan I implemented in Bekasi. Bekasi is close to Jakarta. The total area is 4,000 meters square. This is front yard, side yard, and backyard. This is the house building. And yeah, green pekarangan in Bekasi. Quite big, because the total area 4,000 meters square in Indonesia. In Indonesia is quite big, and this is parking lot for 12 vehicle here. So if there is gas come from the front gate to the back gate, and this is fish pond, hanging fish pond, and this is for cattle cage, and we can see. So this is hanging fish pond for catfish and cattle. That's all. Thank you very much for your kind attention.